Midfield duo of Kobbie Mainoo and Casemiro is beginning to click, and the boss, like all of us, really loves to see it, don't we? Welcome to the United Hotspot. My name is Webb, and in this video, we are looking at the strength of the midfield. Well, we all know that in football battles are won in the middle. If you've got to win a battle in football, you've got to have a strong midfield. The reason we are leaking goals a few games ago or a few months ago was because our midfield was shaky. And for the longest time, we were praying that we get a strong holding midfielder, and the man above gifted us with Kobbie Mainoo. Sadly, he got injured. We struggled with Scott and Casemiro. Then Mainoo comes back. Casemiro gets injured. Again, we're struggling with Mainoo and Casemiro and everyone around him. Now, finally, we've got a chance to see them two play. And if the last game against West Ham is anything to go by, Casemiro, his levels are getting up. And the boss has spoken about the two, but here is what I've observed. The reality is, if you recall, all the successful Premier League teams have always had a very strong and able midfield. You can go back to the Arsenal team that won Premier League titles, that had Patrick Vieira and so many other players that Arsene Wenger had to select around him. But let me even stick it within at Man United, where we had Paul Scholes, Roy Keane, and name them. You always have got to have a strong midfield if you're going to win the Premier League. Now, United, talk about Chelsea, the Jose Mourinho Chelsea that had Michael Essien, John Mikel Obi, and there's so many other. At some point, they had Lampard, Michel Ballack in there, then Frank Lampard. You always have got to have a strong midfield to win the Premier League because there's a sickness mostly through the central axis in the Premier League that if you're not strong in the middle, they will run through you like a tsunami. So, what exactly is Casemiro and Kobbie Mainoo meaning to Manchester United? The reality is these two have clicked almost instantly, and we do love to see it because when you realize the last games we've played, the first game when Casemiro returned from injury, you thought his levels were a bit low, as you he struggled a bit. He was a bit, a second slower, most especially in terms of his physique, his body, but his mentality, his mindset, his thinking, his brain, like the boss said it in the pre-match press conference, has always been ahead of his opponent. He knew where to be to intercept a diagonal pass or a diagonal ball. He always knows how to read the game, and that's the thing that made Casemiro a very successful midfielder at the very successful Real Madrid, because he's always a step ahead of his opponent. But the reality is you can be a step ahead of me in your brain, but physically you're a little slow. And that's a bit of the struggle that he had in the first game on returning from injury. But if we go by the game against West Ham, look at the goal that Rasmus Højlund scored and how he anticipated. You people did not give enough attention probably to that run he made. He anticipated where that ball was going to go, and he went sprinting and tackled from behind a West Ham player. Just made one touch on the ball in a sliding tackle. The ball went to Rasmus Højlund. Ting, and the rest, as they say, is history. Top, corner, and it's a goal. So Casemiro was always important. One of the issues we had even when Kobbie Mainoo was clearly our best player was his partner who was going to make him better. I said it here. I came and I told you the problem with Kobbie Mainoo was he was being let down by the players around him. The Scott McTominays were not coming to the party. The Sofian Amrabats were not coming to the party. But Casemiro, and this is a clear example of what levels mean in football. If a player is below the levels of their teammates, they are always going to pull them back. Well, of course, for Kobbie, it was always going to be difficult for Scott McTominay to pull him below to his lower levels when they play together in the midfield. But Casemiro has made us be able to see the best of Kobbie, and that's why Kobbie is scoring goals. It's not by mistake. It is because Casemiro is covering him up properly when it comes to their roles in the middle. And you'll have to see the patterns. You see moments where Casemiro goes up a bit and Kobbie will stay behind. You see when Kobbie goes, Casemiro is staying behind. And you add in Bruno Fernandes to the party, and you're seeing a beautiful puzzle to see. I feel like every day that passes, the correlation between the three players in the middle looks more exciting. They look more coordinated. They understand each other and they communicate. This is a key thing. Erik ten Hag said that Even in training, you will see it during games, everywhere in the dressing room. Casemiro, with his experience, is always communicating to Kobe. The best opportunity that Kobe Maino will have at Manchester United is having a Casemiro, aging as he is, to learn from. Because the few things Kobe needs to learn in football might be in the head of Casemiro, not probably on the ball, because probably as a baller, on the ball, Kobe Maino is a better, more skillful, more talented player than Casemiro, without a doubt. But in terms of experience, game understanding, game reading, Casemiro has got a lot with his experience to teach Kobe. And we are certainly beginning to see this. Now, when that clicks, that's why I say that when these two, and I've always been praying that I see them together. If you go into my past videos, I keep saying it, that I've always wanted to see Casemiro playing with Kobe. If it clicks, United will be unstoppable. And we do love the fact that it has clicked. We just hope they both stay fit, because the reason we've taken long to see the two play together was injuries. Now, if they can both stay fit and we continue seeing them playing together consistently, trust you me, the end of the season might be the most exciting thing we see, because those midfield battles are going to look more exciting. Because the one key thing is that these two players are naturals. Casemiro is definitely Brazilian, and Brazilian, I mean, this football thing is a slice of cake for them. They just enjoy it. And Kobe Maino plays like a Brazilian. He's just too natural. He's too gifted. So I think the more they play together, the better it will become. All we've got to do is hope and wait for their fitness. And if it's there, trust you me, Man United is going to be unstoppable. So the midfield battles, the midfield issues we've had are almost sorted. Now, that's why when you look at Casemiro and Kobe, it should give us a proper idea of how we want to buy in the summer. Because you want to buy a player who is going, because we know that Casemiro is not going to be there for so long. You just want to look at the template that they are shaping right now, and you see a player who will come and fit into Casemiro's role exactly, directly into which player is that, and that's the player Sir Jim and his Ineos team, or whoever he will bring in, should be searching for in the summer to replace Casemiro, not this Frankie de Jongs we are hearing, because they will not play well with Kobe. You just want to see a player who is going to look at Casemiro, and do what Casemiro does, because, like I said, United's rebuild has got to rotate around Kobe Maino. If a player cannot click well with Kobe, they're not coming into United. If Casemiro is clicking well with Kobe, just look for a Casemiro look-alike as his replacement, and trust you me, that will be progress in Manchester United. But for now, you love to see it. And Erik ten Hag spoke with a smile on his face, saying that this is exactly what we missed. He said even when Kobe was injured, when he saw him, he had that Arsenal game in his mind. You remember when Kobe had Declan Rice in his pockets in that preseason game against Arsenal. And I'm waiting to see when next we face these Arsenals. I want to say battle on the 3rd of March. I'll be excited. I hope that the God above helps us see the fitness of Kobe. And we see Kobe taking on Rodri against Man City. You're certainly going to see how good this boy is, and you will understand why he's not overrated by me, the manager, and everyone who is waxing lyrical about him. This boy is the future, the present, the current, the short term, and the long term of Manchester United. But most importantly, we love to see this partnership between him and Casemiro, because trust me, it has been lacking at Manchester United for so long. When is the last time we had a partnership at Man United? Think about it. When is the last time? We've had a bunch of pretenders signed for millions and millions of pounds doing absolutely nothing. This one is clicking almost instantly. Isn't that what we love to see? Well, one more opportunity for you to enjoy it will be tonight as Man United travels to Aston Villa. Trust you me, it's going to be another masterclass. Enjoy it. I'll catch you later, fam.